Hello, and you're very welcome to Out and About in Ireland on irishtv.ie. We've a really interesting show for you coming up this week. I'm here at the Grauvell West Coast Shore Fishing League in lovely Louisburgh.
You have to be 7 o'clock. Most pictures know what more. Just throw out that rod, John, to her. Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm joined now by Peter Atkins, who is the shore angling officer. Peter, can you explain a little bit about the competition today?
Well, the competition today, we started up the league maybe 2 years ago now at this stage. This is our second year, and it's basically to give all the clubs in Connaught a kind of focus to have one competition running throughout the year. The competition as such starts in early January, February, around that time, and it revolves around the province. There's 8 legs in the competition, and there's 8 different clubs hosting each leg, and today is the last leg. Connaught Sea Anglers Club are hosting today. All the points then are accumulated at the end of the year. You get to pick your top 6 scores throughout the league, and that then gives you the overall winner.
Yeah. So is there a lot of competition at the top of the table?
There is at the moment now. On the last day there's actually 2 anglers who can win it outright, but the top 5, there's anyone from the top 12 or so can make the top 5 at this stage. So it's fairly competitive now at this end of the year, yeah.
That sounds great. And obviously it's a lot different to angling from on a boat. Would there be competition between the 2 codes, or would there be crossover?
There would be a crossover as such. Yeah, a lot of the lads at this time of the year now, say October, November, there wouldn't be an awful lot that the boat anglers could do. They can't get out with the bad weather and such. So this is kind of a bit of an outlet for them now. But I'd like to think now the shore anglers would hold their own against the best of the boat anglers any day now, I think. Yeah.
And I believe the funds today, it's funding a trip to Kerry for the Connaught Juniors.
That's right. All entry fees today, €15 per senior angler and €10 per junior angler, go towards funding the under 16 and under 21 Connaught shore teams. We're travelling to Kerry in February the 17th to fish the interprovincials. Yeah. Last year it was in Ulster, which we done quite well in the under 16, won the gold medal for the first time ever in our history, and we had three of the Connaught underage teams, our members, making the Irish national teams. So
the Connaught Juniors are very strong.
Well, we started from the base maybe 3 or 4 years ago. We're after building them up gradually, and there was nothing there for them there a couple of years ago. So we'd like to think we're kind of making steps forward the whole time.
Great. And I know for anglers, shore anglers in particular, environmental issues are very important.
That's right. We'd like to think, on the day on a beach like today, if there's anything untoward, if you notice something that shouldn't be going on, or maybe to be the proper authorities, we'd like to inform and stuff like that. But likes of fuel spills and stuff like that, general litter, if an angler leaves litter on the beach, his score is automatically void for the day. Yeah. So it's major. The only thing we should leave on the beach is just your footprints. That's the way we look at it. Well,
thanks so much, Peter, and best of luck in the competition today.
Thanks very much.
Well, Out and About in Ireland have been all over the I'm joined now by Mike Curtin from the Galway Angling Club. Mike, I believe your club is very involved here today.
It is. We're the organising club that's holding this competition here today. It's part of our league format that we're running on the West Coast. What we're trying to do is get every club from Galway right up to Sligo involved in shore angling.
Fantastic.
And I think you were talking to Peter, and he's the guy behind all of this, and he's trying to promote it. So we're here today from our club is hosting this leg.
And is there a lot of organisation involved in doing this kind of event?
At the start of the year, most of the organisation is done, where we sit down and we would fix the competitions and the dates. Usually the venues will be picked as well on them dates, but weather can have an effect on it, so sometimes we have to change venues around. But as you can see today, it's a beautiful day, so
it's fantastic.
It's great to be here.
So the competition itself, how does it work out? What are the rules and regulations?
Basically, what we do is it's run on total measurement of fish. So at the end of the competition, everybody has a scorecard, and once they catch a fish, that fish is marked on the scorecard with its length. So if a fish is 18 centimetres, which is the minimum size that we're fishing today, we would give him 18 points. But we would also give the angler 5 pints for catching that fish.
Yeah.
So that fish is worth 23 pints.
So it's really the size of the fish as opposed to what kind of fish.
Exactly, yeah. It's the total length of the whole day's fishing.
Very good.
That's what counts.
And I see that you're very spaced out here on the beach. Why is that?
Safety would be one issue when guys are actually casting, to make sure the angler beside them is not hit by a piece of lead which is on the rig. Second reason would be sometimes there's tidal flows on the beaches, and we like to give every angler a chance of actually fishing a zone of water. So it gives a chance for an angler to fish maybe 20 yards of water on one side and 20 yards on the right each way.
Okay.
So it gives every angler a chance, really.
Well, every sport has its superstars, and I'm delighted to be joined now by Kevin Barber, who's one of the Irish internationals. Kevin, how did you get interested in shore angling?
Well, I started from a young age. I was brought up by my father, and then I had a neighbour who had a boat, and I used to do boat fishing as well as shore fishing. So it's just from a young age, you know.
Fantastic. And does it take a lot of practice to become, international level?
A lot of dedication more than practice. It takes a lot of work and putting in the hours. Even a competition today, the hours you put in previous to this competition will be huge. Just to get prepared and all your rigs, your bait, everything in best possible condition.
Yeah, and you'd obviously have a lot of equipment and that kind of thing.
Yeah, you're constantly. I think it's very expensive. It's easily it gets carried away. It's you spend a lot of money every year just to kind of, even now with fuel and the tackle shops and all the tackle. I travel down south quite a bit, down to on the south coast as well as the west coast, and it's very expensive to keep going.
And what kind of competitions would you be in now as an international player?
Well, I qualified this year for the home internationals, which was basically 4 countries: Ireland, Scotland, Wales and England. And we fished that in Derry this year. It was actually in Ireland this year, So I was delighted to qualify. It was brilliant.
Very great to meet anglers from other countries as well.
It's a great experience too. That's how you get better, by fishing big competitions like that. It really brings a whole new level to it. Like some of the other countries, get a lot of funding and a lot of backing, and they spend a lot of money and a lot of time, and they're really top anglers,
So here today, is it just for fun, or are you in the competition?
It's a bit of both. I'm actually not in running today, but I'm only here for the crack as much as anything. I was with the home internationals. I didn't get to all these competitions, so I didn't kind of get as much time as I wanted to fish in these. So I'm well down the league today. But it's nice to be out on a good day anyways,
So it's still fun?
Yeah, it's still excellent. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Good practice too.
So how's the fishing going today?
Fishing's quite good to start off with there. There was a nice turbot just after being caught by the angler adjacent to me there. It was quite nice size, so it's looking good. Conditions are good, the weather's good, so it's not too bad. It's
going to be a fun day.
It is, yeah.
Well, Kevin, thanks a million. It's been really nice speaking to you.
No problem at all. Thank you.
Well, shore angling is an activity that can be enjoyed by young and old, and I'm delighted to be joined by Conor McDermott, who's one of the youngest anglers here today, I believe.
Yeah.
Conor, how did you get interested in angling?
Well, I got a book when I was younger, and it was all about fishing, and then I asked my dad if we could go to the river near our house, and that's how we got into that. And then we met other people that fished in the sea, and then we got into that.
Fantastic. So your dad does it as well?
Yeah.
And is there many of your age group involved in angling?
There's a good few of my class in school do it, and there's a lot of kind of like 15 or 16 year olds do it.
Very good. And I think you're in a junior competition today?
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, it's a qualifier for the fishing in Kerry, the Connaught under 16 team.
Very good. And how's your fishing going today?
Well, I haven't got anything yet.
Very good. So the day is young. You might catch something later on?
Yeah.
Very good. Thanks a million, Conor. Well, I'm joined now by Brian Reedy, who is the youth officer for the Grauvell Sea Angling Club. Brian, you're very welcome.
Thanks very much.
So tell me, how are the youths getting on in Connaught?
The youth fishing in Connaught is very successful at the moment. The interprovincial team went up to Ulster and competed against the other 3 provinces and took gold this year. So from very small beginnings, we were very successful.
And it hasn't always been that way?
No, essentially 5 years ago we had no junior anglers at all competing at interprovincial level, and if you don't have them at that level, then you cannot provide anglers to go on to international teams. So firstly we had to get junior anglers to go out and take on the other provinces, and we had some members that were successful, and they made the Irish team. And then the Irish team would go out and fish in the home internationals, which would be against England, Scotland and Wales. And 3 years ago we had our first gold medal winner for Ireland, and that angler was from Connaught. So
fantastic.
Great turnaround.
Great turnaround. And you're the promotion officer as well. Do you find there's a kind of uptake in it since people are getting into outdoor pursuits and that kind of thing?
It's definitely noticeable. Even when we're fishing on beaches now, we can see that there's lots more kite surfers, surfers in general, and there's a huge interest now in outdoor pursuits like that. And in the last year, there's been 4 more clubs have been created in Connaught, from there being only 7 clubs 3 years ago. So the number of clubs is increasing the whole time.
And for yourself, what is it that you love about the shore angling?
I just think it's amazing. You look at a beach like this and you wouldn't think there's a fish out there at all, and in 1 centimetre depth of water there's flounder and turbot in there that you can fish away for. You don't have to be out in a boat, fishing real deep water using big baits or big hooks. There's fish to be had in all conditions and in all types of water. So yeah, it's a challenge. I love the challenge of it, and being outdoors, of course.
Yeah, definitely. It seems quite relaxing, but there's probably a lot of preparation goes into it too.
Yeah. You've 99% of your work done before you ever step foot on the beach. It really is about preparation. Essentially, you can't really do much about it once you arrive here. You've got your conditions that are in front of you, so you need to do your work before you get here to be able to adapt to the changing conditions, what kind of fish are to be had here, what kind of baits, etc. So you really have to have your homework done. Most guys could spend a day getting bait together before they ever come out onto the beach. They could spend 2 or 3 evenings a week getting their rigs tied up and everything. That's when they're up to that level. And believe me, you might be calm here, but it's really competitive. Really, really competitive. Give nothing away. And
just back to the youths then, how is their competition going today? Because I know they're trying to qualify for Kerry.
Yeah, that's right. There's the interprovincials are on again next year, and before there wasn't so many junior anglers that basically if they turned up they kind of got onto the team. But now, because there's actually 5 clubs that are bringing juniors, whereas before there was only 2 clubs bringing juniors to the Shore League, that they actually have to compete amongst each other just to make the Connaught team. And that of course is bringing the standard of the angler right up even higher. And it proves also that the management teams we have here in Connaught, they're also got a great knowledge base. They're passing on the knowledge to the junior anglers, and it's competitive enough to take on Leinster and Munster, like I keep saying, who have hundreds of junior anglers to choose from compared to us here in Connaught. So we've got a good knowledge base, and our senior anglers are doing well too. Now, not just the juniors, the seniors are getting better as well. They're all learning.
Well, that sounds fantastic, Brian. Thanks a million for talking to us.
Okay, thank you.
The sun is setting here in Louisburgh, but the fishing is still going really strong. We've had a really, really great time, and I'd like to thank the Grauvell West Coast Shore Fishing League for inviting us along. Until next time on irishtv.ie, Slán agus Beannacht.